Boot Campers. I have a special guest today, and her name is Lily Grace Hutchison. Come on up. Where is she?
Hello.
There she is. Okay, so
we have to go to softball
yes.
in 18 minutes.
Yes, we are going to talk to you about our relationship and what works for her and what doesn't work for her. And I'm just going to ask her some questions. She's going to answer them, and she might expand. She might just say yes or no. And okay, so Lily, hi Angela. Yeah, that's so cute. Oh.
Hello, Angela Corleva.
I never try the last names; they're always hard. Okay, so
hi, Crystal.
Do you let's see, what do I want to start with?
I'm only saying hi to the first 3 people, so.
Okay, so
hi Daniela. Is that
no, just Danielle. It's
hi
not
Danielle.
Okay, so let's see. How old are you?
9.
Couldn't think about it.
No, I keep
Yesterday at the pet store. Yesterday at the pet store. I know they do get distracting. I'll cover those up. At the pet store, the guy said.
Hi.
The man said hi. The man said
no, what are you
that's
doing?
not gonna work.
No,
the man said what's your name? And he said Lily, and then she says, how do you spell it? And you had to think about it, and then she spelled it wrong. I was like
Lilloy.
And I'm like, what? Okay, so we're gonna talk about listening, because I get that question all the time. I can't stop yelling. My kids don't listen. I ask them nicely the first time, they don't listen, so I have to yell. So Lily, do mommy and daddy yell at you?
No.
Do we yell at Grady?
No.
Do we spank you?
No.
Why would you? Do we say, if you do that one more time, I'm going to hit you or spank you or swat you? Or
can you get in trouble for that?
You can.
Yeah. No.
So we don't do that. Do we ground you?
No, but a lot of parents do, because like literally, like let's say someone gets a slip up, and that's what they do in my school. It's called slip ups. And let's say someone gets one, then they're like, what?
I'm sorry. I was upstaging. I said she's so cute. I was talking to them. Sorry. I know. Sorry.
And so then like oh man, my parents are gonna ground me. What about you? Like I'm like, my parents don't ground. I mean, I wouldn't. It happened this weekend when that girl was over, the dog.
Oh yeah. Oh, she said her parents are gonna ground. Okay, so let's see what else is gonna. Okay, so if out of 100 things we ask you to do, let's brush your teeth, basic things, put on your shoes, let's go, get out the door. What percentage of those tasks that we ask you to do you listen to?
95%.
95. And what about Grady?
90.
He's like 90. And then if you don't listen, do we ask a couple more times and then do we start yelling?
No.
No. And if we were to yell, how would that make you feel? Oh, what does that mean?
Tiny.
Tiny and small. What else does it make you feel? Use some adjectives.
Okay, I cannot sit properly right now if I keep on moving.
Yeah,
so I'm just gonna kind of sit. Right?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, this is nice.
Yeah, good angle.
I'm like sitting like.
So use a few adjectives if we were to yell at you, or if a teacher were to yell at you, or if you had a babysitter that yelled at you, or grandma yelled at you.
Okay, grandma, no.
What about grandpa? Can you imagine grandpa yelled at you?
No, they would just never.
The house would be on fire for them to yell, and the house would be on fire for David and I to yell. It's just not an option. There's so many other things to do, and so
I don't even think grandpa or grandma would yell.
I don't even know. If there's a fire, they'd be like, "There's a fire. I think we need to leave." Okay, so use a few adjectives if we were, or one of those caregivers that I mentioned were to yell at you. What would you feel? Adjectives.
Tiny, small, sad, upset. And also, I'd feel very embarrassed.
What if it was just me and you? Like, who would you be embarrassed around?
No one.
Like, it would hurt your confidence, like?
Yeah.
Yeah. How would you feel about yourself if we were to yell at you? What would you think how would happen to your self-esteem, your confidence? It would be like,
I have a lot of self-esteem and confidence and stuff, but I think if that would happen, it would make my confidence go down less.
Would it make you motivated to do what we're asking you to do more? If we were to yell at you?
Because what happens is if you're yelling at me, then there's not 3 people watching. Why does it say that?
I don't know.
No, it says 4.
It's not always updated.
Oh, okay. But it, like, let's say someone is like, what were we talking about?
I said, would it make you motivated to do what we're asking you to do if we were to yell at you about it?
No, it would not, because what's happening is you ask me, and then you start yelling at me, and all I want to do is make you happy, but then I forget the task because I'm too, like, focused on crying, and, like, you're yelling at me, like, brush your teeth, do this, put on your shoes, la!
Yeah, that would never happen. And because I see her as a child of God, not because she's a unicorn child or Grady's the unicorn child, it's because I see them as not belonging to me and not belonging to David. And so I don't want to model that, for one, and I don't want to hurt her self-esteem. And number two, I know it doesn't work. And I also don't want it to be an option for her to use when Grady frustrates her or her dad frustrates her or someone at school to use yelling as an option. So, like, what is a win-win? So sometimes if she doesn't listen, let's say, I say, go take a shower, and I get pushback. So instead of me saying, do it, I don't repeat myself. There's no repeating ourselves ever. We ask once, and then if they say there's pushback, then we deal with that. So, Lily, that's not the... So if it's a younger child, we usually do the uh-oh technique, which I'm going to talk about in another video.
Oh.
If it's an older child, like Lily Pie, like I was asking her to take her clothes after the shower and put them in the washing machine. And I would find them over and over and over on the sink. And so I said, Lily, this is becoming a pattern, not an event. We always talk about, is this an event or is this a pattern? Does this happen one time or is this a bad habit that we're dealing with? And so she says, yeah, this is a pattern.
There's a kid in my class, and she's like, she gets in fights with this other girl, but they make up, like, after every single day. And it's not like this happens once, like with me and my friend, it happens like once in a month, but with them it happens every day, like 3 times a week.
Right. Exactly. And then that becomes a pattern. So this was becoming a pattern. I said, we're having a pattern here. How are we going to solve this problem? And so she said, I love this idea. She came up with it. What was the win-win we came up with?
So when, this is funny.
This is pretty funny. It sounds funny.
We talked about it in the car before. But, it's really funny. When
It's not that funny. Okay, go.
So
we got to go to softball.
Okay. 11 minutes. Okay.
Running late for Lily? No bueno. She flips out, like sees red. Okay, so I was saying we have a pattern here of you not putting your clothes in the hamper.
Okay. We have to get
sorry. Focus, must focus.
So what happened was I would put my clean clothes in the toilet, not in the toilet, but close the lid, and then put it on the toilet, and put my dirty ones in the sink. And Mommy's hairdryer was always in the sink.
That's so dangerous. I didn't even know I was doing it.
It was always plugged in the sink, and I'm just like...
So bad. Or it was like leaning on the side of the sink. It wasn't actually in the sink. So then she said, so then I said, this is a pattern that you're doing, and then you said...
Oh, that's my friend. and I said, like, this cannot be happening. I do not like it. You can't put your, like, thing in there because it's dangerous.
So what was the win-win we came up with?
And literally, I read the hairdryer sign so many times, and it says, do not put in your water.
Get to the win-win. Get to the win-win.
So the win-win was she stops putting her hairdryer, and I put my clothes in the washing machine.
Yes, it was such a win-win.
Yeah, and I think we have to go.
Yeah, we do have to go. So I will give you more examples of these natural consequences.
Oh, her name is Kelly, like you.
Oh, Kelly McMahon. Hi.
What's her last name?
McMahon. The last names are very hard.
I thought that was McMacton.
No, it's McMahon. It's the H is like McMahon, right? Right, Kelly? Okay, so I hope this helped. This just shows you this precious child of God. Never, ever, ever yell at these precious children.
Oh, man.
They will kill their self-esteem. Looks like you got a black eye. Yeah, we never spank. And then she goes to softball with a black eye. Sorry about that. So look at this little face. This is your child. This is a precious child of God. We do not have the right or the ability to yell at them because it kills their self-esteem. It doesn't listen. It breaks connection. Oh, I have a question for you. What is the reason? I know we will. What is the reason why you do listen when we ask you to do something? I'm gonna cover the comments. You were getting so distracted. So what is the reason why you do listen to Mommy and Daddy?
Because like you just ask me and I get tired of the nagging.
Well, we don't ask you more than once. So what is the reason why you do it the first time? Like, well, I'll say go take a shower, and then all of a sudden she's like walking off to the shower. It's like, Whoa,
Because
that's crazy.
when I think about it, it's either you tell me 15 times, it takes me 30 minutes to get in the shower, another 15 for taking one, and then, but let's say you ask me once. I go, boom,
Boom.
done. It doesn't waste that 45 minutes of my life. It only wastes that 15 minutes of my life.
And do you feel like it's me against you, or it's like mommy and Lily in this together kind of thing, and we're gonna like figure this out together kind of thing? Like, am I on your side, or is it me against you?
Me against you.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
I was like,
what?
I was like, really? Let's go. Sparorama. So is that a reason why you do listen, is because you feel like there's a connection there?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to show you, is that go for the connection first and you will get cooperation, instead of going for cooperation and yelling and screaming, because you're going to break the connection. Okay, I love you. We have to go to softball, and I hope this helped.
Kelly McMonton.
Very explanation, Lily and Brittany.
Say your last name.
McMahon.
McMahon.
It's like Mick.
I did
Man,
it!
you did it. Okay, we love you guys. Hope this helped. If it did, let us
Bye-bye.
know. Bye-bye. Child of God. See your children as child of God.